graphtsaboutreligion.com, a guy, Ryan Burge, he did a big study, 12,000 people, about what religion they identify with. And then there's always that category at the bottom, none. About half of them say they believe in God without a doubt.
And they're atheists or nuns.
They just say no religious affiliation. And only 70% of mainline Christian clergy said they had a certain belief in God.
Jeez. That is so bad. The ones that you meet on the street corner on your mission, they're like, yeah, bro, I'm spiritual, but not religious.
When I die, existence ends, they say. Sounds bad, but it's way better than the last group.
Oh, no.
Last group are the...
What was that?
Oh, interesting study. They break it up, and they're not the same. There are different subgroups of nuns. When people say nun, they're not all meaning the same thing. So it's interesting to understand, well, who am I dealing with here?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Word Radio. I'm your host, Cardin Ellis. Today I'm joined via Zoom by, I almost said Hayden Paul. You're publishing at Plain and Precious Publishing, but not Hayden Paul. Jonah Barnes, the Associate Professor of All Things Apocryphal. You're both so handsome. What can I say?
Well, it's true.
Yeah, for real.
People mistake me for a Marine all the time.
And today we're going to be talking about startling new data on why people are leading Protestantism in droves. And it's ironic this is happening the same year that Mormonism has never had more convert baptisms, which is really interesting.
Well, that's true, I guess.
Is there a connection? There's a rise of the nuns. So anyway, here's the article from graphtsaboutreligion.com, and you got the inside scoop. Jonah, go.
Well, yeah, so I found this awesome new website that I have to recommend to everybody, although I'm not sure you need to go there because we're just going to be reporting on it all the time. But it's called graphtsaboutreligion.com. Graphtsaboutreligion.com, a guy, Ryan Burge, who runs this website, and just he runs these studies with people and gathers the data, and then he kind of packages it, and it's really cool. And they come to my inbox, and I'm like kind of hooked on it. And this one came across, and I thought, I've got to tell Cardin about this. Okay. Because I know that there's going to be people very interested in this. So what he did is he did a big study, 12,000 people, about what religion they identify with. And people will say, I'm Protestant, I'm Catholic, I'm LDS, I'm whatever, right? And then there's always that category at the bottom, none. Like, what religious affiliation do you have? None. No religious affiliation, right? It was like 3.3 thousand of the 12,000 that he surveyed. Okay. That's like 25%. That's a huge chunk, right? So he's like, why don't we dig into that? Is there any way to dig in and find out more about these people? Are they all the same or not? And so what he did is he used AI to comb through their responses. So he took just the nuns, only the nuns, and he said, what else do they say about themselves, about their religious behavior? Okay. And AI ran it and grouped them into these 4 cluster groups.
Yeah, I see them right there. Like you can really look at it. There's just almost like this cells or the nucleus of a cell, like protons and electrons just clumping in balls. You see some really big data centers there. Okay.
No, sorry, that's actually a scalp sample from Radio Free Mormon. But no, we were talking about. Just kidding. No, but it's true though. It's true. It's true though. No, but So AI divided it into 4 clumps and said there's clear divisions between these people. They don't all agree on the same thing. They have religious behavior that kind of seems to congregate. Okay, and what he did is he looked at the responses, and Ryan Burge did. And he said, okay, I'm going to give names to these 4 groups, and here they are. Number 1, there's the NINOs, okay. Which you'll recognize means little boy in German.
Yeah.
And 21% of the nuns were NINOs, and NINOs means none in name only. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It means they still will attend church pretty infrequently. They still pray.
Are they subversive like our PMOs? The physically in, mentally out?
Like PMOs. They kind of sound like PMOs, actually. But he doesn't know about that inside baseball of Mormonism. He's just thinking, their responses were, none. I have no religious affiliation. Oh, and I also sometimes go to church and I still pray. And he's like, what?
You got in so much trouble on Twitter when you figured out what a PMO was.
Dude, I legit did not know what a PMO was. I legit had no idea. And they're like, oh, we're just sincere people who just like have some doubts. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I looked at their profiles and I was like, sweet, merciful crap. These are toxic people.
Yeah. This ain't about doubting. This is about activism. So, yeah.
I felt so naive. I was like, geez, these are not.
That's funny.
So Ryan Burge says in his article about NINOs, he says they're actually fairly religious in a bunch of metrics.
Really?
They still don't classify as part of a group, but over half of them say that they pray daily.
What?
About half of them say they believe in God without a doubt.
And they're atheists or nuns.
They just say no religious affiliation. So he says you're a NINO. You're a nun in name only. You're not a NINO. You're not a nun.
Well, I guess that would be the most. Well, to give these people grace and maybe try and steelman them a little bit. Non-denominational Christian now has become so large that it really is its own denomination.
Yes.
It has its own culture and its own. There's franchises. There's so many of these things now that they're franchises. Yes. I mean, literally like Foursquare Church. If you're a pastor that wants to open up a church, you can franchise like it's a Subway or something.
Yes. You can. He actually did a big study on those.
You can franchise a Foursquare church, and it's non-denominational Christian, which just really means generalized therapeutic deism with a Bible, as long as you just hate Mormons and Catholics and on occasion rip on Jehovah's Witnesses and Muslims. That's the only real requirement for non-denominational Christian anymore. Brutal. So, yeah.
So he actually did a, this is a little bit of a tangent, but I'll actually throw this in the Discord. He actually did a study on the mainline Christian.
Yeah.
Like these Foursquare guys you're talking about. I just put the graph in here.
I got it. It's on the screen.
He asked him about he's asking the pastors, not the lay members, like the clergy. He says, do you have certain belief in God? Maybe belief with some doubts. You sometimes believe in some higher power. You're agnostic or you're a total atheist. These are the clergy. And only 70% of mainline Christian clergy said they had a certain belief in God.
Jeez.
You're like, oh, youch. So
that is so bad, dude.
It's so bad.
That is so bad.
Yeah. So that's, But okay, so he goes on. So the next group is the SBNRs, the spiritual but not religious.
Okay.
I think he should call these the hippies.
Okay, yeah.
Right? The Hare Krishnas are
the ones that you meet on the street corner on your mission. They're like, yeah, bro, I'm spiritual but not religious. And that just really means like so many
I want to do what I want to do and still claim the mantle of being religious.
Hey guys, we're going to press pause just for 1 second to thank a sponsor, none other than scripturenotes.com, the coolest way to read your guys' scriptures online. If you guys want to receive a small discount on Scripture Notes, you can actually use the code WARDRADIO and you'll get a 14-day free trial to Scripture Notes. Totally worth it, totally awesome. I use it in every episode. Now, back to the episode.
So he says, spiritual but not religious. These are the most recognizable because we see them all the time. He says, in our sample, it was the largest group. 36% of the nuns were SBNRs. Now, if you think about it, 20%, 30%, 30%, 20%, that's not a huge, that really is 4 distinct groups. There isn't one that dominates all the others. They really do split like almost a fourth by a fourth by a fourth by a fourth.
Okay.
So anyway, he says these people are exactly what you expect. They're deeply skeptical about religion, but they're highly interested in spirituality. 93% of them describe their church attendance as seldom or never. Okay. But 9 and 10 say they hardly ever pray. 5% say that they believe in God without a doubt. And they're much more likely to say, I believe in some higher power. So it's no surprise that about 3/4 of SBNRs say that they trust in religion not at all. They're very skeptical about religion, but they do crystals, yoga, meditation, walks in nature, and things of that sort. Okay, so that's SBNRs. Yeah. Pretty familiar.
Gotcha.
The next category is the duns. The duns.
Okay.
And they kind of increase in severity, if you notice. Like NINOs, like, yeah, you say you're none, but you're not really. SBNRs is like, okay, yeah, you really don't have a religion. Duns get a little more spicy. So duns they're done with religion. They're mad at religion. They're out of here, okay?
Yeah.
Do you yearn for God? No. No, we don't at all.
Okay.
They have a God-shaped hole in their hearts. Just 2% of them say that they attend any house of worship. 99% say they do not pray at all. It's basically impossible to find even a single one that says they have a certain belief in God. When I die, existence ends, they say.
It's the kind of atheism that you can only get out of sheer rebellion against your parents and your society.
It sounds very reactive.
Yeah.
It sounds very reactive.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
But if you that sounds bad, but it's way better than the last group.
Oh no.
The last group are the Zealous Atheists.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he tried to come up with a name.
Look at that logo for these guys that he made.
Perfect.
That needs to be, you know what that needs to be? That needs to be the Ex-Mormon subreddit logo right there, dude. Just like
it totally does. It totally does. It absolutely does. Except they need like a nose ring.
Yeah, you know? For real. They just give them like a little bull nose ring right there.
Yes.
Make it just like an angry Ex-Mo, and then there we go. All right, keep going.
So they found that 3/4 of these people have tried to convince someone else to leave their religion in the past year.
In the past year?
Yeah. So they are.
By the way, in the past year for these people probably literally means yesterday. Or like the hour before I took the online survey.
Like, yeah, right. You know? Like as I'm typing this, I'm in a Reddit argument with a guy. Yeah.
Jeez.
They frequently talk about the Sky Daddy or the Flying Spaghetti Monster. There are those types. And
oh my gosh, look at this. Look at what it says. Read down into the second paragraph underneath Zealous Atheists. And what does the first hyperlink say, bro? What does it say? I've taken to calling them the Reddit Atheists.
Yes.
There, dude.
Yes.
If you spent some time in that forum, you know exactly what I mean. Oh, a non-Mormon was even calling out the Reddit Ex-Mormon, anti-Mormon atheists. A non-Mormon sees how toxic they've become.
He says he tries to put it politely. He says they are often angry, caustic, and eager to get into an argument.
Oh, dude, this is too classic.
Or bitter.
This is too classic.
This is the best thing. This is the best thing he says. He says, so what's noteworthy about this group is that they actually engage with religion more than the Duns group.
It's so true. Like, dude, Ex-Mormon subreddit is constantly scouring General Conference. Like, seriously, Ex-Mormon, anti-Mormons on Reddit go to conference digitally harder as rabid atheists than they ever did as members of the church.
Totally right. It's totally true. Whoa. And he discovers this, which I think is great because we've talked about this. And he says 17% attend a house of worship once a year or more. And about the same share say that they have prayed just a little bit in the prior year. Now, wait a minute. We just talked about the Duns group. They never
Dude, so he's basically just cataloging how many people in the nun sample were Ex-Mormon Reddit anti-Mormons.
Yeah, kind
of
right.
He just statistically found Ex-Mormon subreddit.
It sounds like it. So then he says, how do you explain this? 17% of them still go to church? What? Like they're trying to convince people to leave church, and yet they're going to it themselves?
He's not finding the Ex-Mormon subreddit Amish that are inactive. He's not finding the ex-Jewish people or the ex. Oh my goodness gracious!
So he says
this anti-Mormon. This non-Mormon scientist just got mortified by Ex-Mormon subreddit.
It's like, yes, we deal with this all the time, Ryan. Welcome to our world. So he says, we think there's a reason for this. And then in bold, they still interact with religion enough to remind themselves why they dislike it so much. Maybe it's their spouse or their parents who are still religious. They attend Christmas Eve Mass with them to be nice, but they are not as far away from religion as the Duns. They go just so they can remind themselves how much they hate it. Isn't that fascinating?
Dude, I'm going to just randomly audit Ex-Mormon subreddit right now. r/Ex-Mormon. Guaranteed one of the first 3 posts is complaining like, ew, I just went with my TBM, which means true believing Mormon family, to some service. And there was a guy there that sang a hymn about women being beautiful. And I think that's all just body shaming. Woke garbage. So our Ex-Mormon Reddit, let's just see what the first post is today. Let's just see what the first post is. Dude, this is going to be hilarious. So it begins, missionary shoulders. Look at that. The new garments are not 2 months old, and they're already like making tons of posts on this.
What?
Oh, yeah. Holy shiz,
dude.
Except for a different word. I just learned why Joseph Smith was actually killed. And then look at this.
What?
What? What are you saying what to?
I'm just blown away that it's basically all anti-Mormon.
Yeah, dude. So, oh my gosh, here it is. Look at this. Only the third one down, if you actually count U-Books Rock. That's a different one. Guess what the third post is on Ex-Mormon subreddit right here, bro? TBM dad was reading from the lesson plan that said, quote, if you seek your heavenly father, you always find him. He said, you find what you look for. And if you look bad, dude, I pegged it from a mile away. Not three posts deep onto Ex-Mormon subreddit, and they're dogging on TBMs and a lesson plan. What do you care about a lesson plan for a religion you left already, bro? These people scour lesson plan manuals and scour their parents' psyche for what happened to them at church just so they can come on Ex-Mormon subreddit and then complain with their toxic bedfellows about it.
Yeah, well, what's amazing, and we had a discussion about this months ago, about when they came out with the movie Heretic. Remember Heretic, the horror film about the sister missionaries who get kidnapped or whatever? We were talking about that, and we said, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has now risen to the top in the social imaginary, like the social psyche of like the quintessential church religion. Like it's the quintessential religion. Like back in the 80s, you made fun of Catholics. If you were an atheist, you made fun of Catholics. Oh, they're so dumb. They wear robes, and they have these weird rituals. Today, if you're just a run-of-the-mill atheist and you want to make fun of religion because you hate religion, you choose us. We have become the poster child for faith.
Yeah.
And that
has
pitfalls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so which nun is your aunt? Because we all have that aunt.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Thanksgiving's coming up. Or the uncle. Sometimes it's an uncle.
Which one are they? Are they a Nino?
In my case, it's an aunt. But
right? Am I right?
Real,
all right.
Yeah.
Are they an SBNR?
No. How do you have toxic and crazy? Like, that's wow.
Yeah. Or are they done, or are they a zealous atheist? Oh, interesting study. They break it up, and they're not the same. There are different subgroups of nuns. When people say nun, they're not all meaning the same thing. So it's interesting to understand. Well, who am I dealing with here?
Where's the I was raised? Because I think there's some people that are missing. I guess the I was raised, like, oh, I was raised Mormon, but I don't really go too much now or whatever. The I was raised, those would have to be more on the initial what is it? SBNRs. What'd you call them again? He
Spiritual,
called
but not religious.
Or the NINOs, nuns in name only. I think there's a lot of I was raised that were in there.
Mm-hmm.
And the SBNRs, spiritual but not religious. Yeah. I'd say one of those first two. Yeah. Okay. Dude, this is intriguing. Can we get this guy on the show?
He's good, man. He churns out this stuff a lot. He's
Ryan Burge is his name.
Ryan Burge, yeah. Good stuff. I love his stuff. And he talks about us. He talks about Latter-day Saints. We need to talk about he had one big article about the shameless grift of pastors, of how many of these pastors don't even believe what they're saying. They're just doing it for the
Shut up.
Yeah, it's really good. We should talk about it sometime. It's pretty good. He has great stuff. Go check out graphsaboutreligion.com.
Yeah, here it is.
Graphsaboutreligion.com.
Graphsaboutreligion.com, done by this Ryan Burge guy, professor of practice at Washington University. Yeah. And yeah, this is his, oh my goodness gracious. I am absolutely loving this. Okay, guys, let us know where we go wrong in the comments below. We're still trying to get a hold of that DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So if you're a person of means, you want to help us out with our Amazon wish list, please make sure you check out the links below and be generous with some equipment we need. If you want to give a direct contribution to the show, we are available on both Venmo and Zelle, or you can get some of the popular War in Heaven veteran hats. There's a new load of these inside of the merch store. Designed originally, he's got to take credit now, designed originally by none other than Jonah Barnes. And Jonah, do you know I still have the original War in Heaven veteran prototype hat?
Oh yeah, sweet.
Dude, that's like, I did something the other day. All of the handwritten notes by Kerry Muhlestein for a walking episode that I did in Utah with him ended up in the back of my rental car, and I took them and I stuck them in plastic because I was like, man, this is like the patristic father of the Book of Abraham. You know what I'm saying? Like him and John Gee. And I was like, someday my kids are going to look back at this, kind of like a original handwritten note from Hugh Nibley. They'll be like, oh, dude, you got to carry Muhlestein handwritten note here.
Dude, every interaction I've had with Dr. Muhlestein, he's a cool dude. He's a good dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Legit humble guy.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, he's kind of ripped. Like,
oh yeah, really?
He's in really good shape. Like, I actually felt kind of fat standing next to him.
No,
you know
whatever. At least you're tall. Gee,
yeah.
I feel like everybody in this space is more manly than I am. Jacob Hansen freaking does jujitsu.
Yeah, dude. It's emasculating.
Could break me over his knee.
Yes, seriously. So any of you guys want to get a War in Heaven veteran shirt, you can get them there. And also War in Heaven veteran hat. Also, don't forget to buy a shirt once you're there. Either way, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. For this and more, please check us out at wardradio.com.